The observation deck buzzed with nervous energy as Admiral Cathvar watched the youngest cadet in Galactic Defense Academy history step into the Crucible, a simulation chamber that had broken the minds of seasoned warriors. At barely 18 standard years, Zara Chen stood no taller than the Admiral's elbow, her slight frame dwarfed by the imposing machinery that would soon test her limits. "This is madness," muttered Commander Vex's tail, his reptilian features twisted in disapproval. "The human child will be destroyed within minutes." The simulation was designed to challenge beings with centuries of combat experience. Admiral Cathvar's mandibles clicked thoughtfully. The Zephyrian had overseen the Academy for 3 decades, and never had he witnessed such unanimous faculty opposition to a candidate's advancement. Yet something about the quiet determination in the young human's eyes reminded him of why humanity had earned its place among the stars despite being the youngest species in the coalition. "Begin simulation," he ordered, ignoring the protests that erupted around him. Inside the Crucible, Zara found herself standing on the bridge of a coalition dreadnought under siege. Alarms screamed as enemy fire raked the hull. Holographic crew members, each representing different alien species, turned to her with desperate eyes. "Captain," the Andromedan tactical officer's voice cracked, "we're outnumbered 50 to 1. The Void Hunters have us surrounded. Recommend immediate surrender." Zara surveyed the tactical display. Every conventional strategy led to annihilation. The simulation's parameters were clear. No reinforcements, no escape routes, no hope. It was designed to test how commanders faced certain death, how they maintained dignity in defeat. But Zara Chen hadn't made it this far by accepting the impossible. She closed her eyes and did something no cadet had ever attempted. She reached out with her consciousness, feeling for the edges of the simulation itself. Growing up in Earth's digital underground, she had learned that every system, no matter how sophisticated, had seams. "What is she doing?" Commander Vextail hissed, watching biometric readings spike on the monitoring station. The simulation flickered almost imperceptibly. Zara's fingers danced across control panels that weren't supposed to exist, accessing subroutines hidden beneath layers of security. The Void Hunter fleet, programmed to be invincible, suddenly hesitated as their targeting systems received impossible data. She's treating the simulation like a hackable system," whispered Dr. Yithral, the Academy's chief programmer. "But that's theoretically impossible. The quantum encryption alone should prevent any unauthorized access." Inside the Crucible, Zara smiled grimly as she rewrote fundamental constants. If the simulation insisted on impossible odds, she would give it impossible solutions. The Void Hunter ships, designed to phase through normal matter, suddenly found themselves solid and vulnerable as she inverted their quantum signatures. "All ships target the lead vessel's displacement manifold," she commanded. "Fire on my mark." The holographic crew stared at her in confusion. Displacement manifolds didn't exist on Void Hunter vessels. Everyone knew that. But as their weapons struck the impossible target, the enemy flagship erupted in a cascade of exotic particles. "Impossible," breathed Admiral Cathvar. "She's rewriting the fundamental physics of the scenario." The simulation fought back, its artificial intelligence recognizing the intrusion. Security protocols activated, attempting to eject the anomalous user, but Zara was ready. She had spent years navigating Earth's most sophisticated cyber defense networks, always staying one step ahead of detection. She fragmented her consciousness across multiple system processes, becoming a ghost in the machine. Each time the simulation tried to isolate her, she shifted to a different quantum state. The Void Hunters, caught in the crossfire of dueling code, began to malfunction spectacularly. "This is unprecedented!" Dr. Yithral's voice rose with excitement. "She's not just hacking the simulation, she's teaching it new rules. The AI is actually learning from her modifications." Outside the chamber, alien faculty members watched in stunned silence as their supposedly perfect training system evolved in real time. The Crucible had been designed by the greatest minds in the galaxy, its scenarios crafted to be unwinnable. Yet this human child was not just winning, she was improving the system that was meant to defeat her. Inside the simulation, Zara felt the artificial intelligence's resistance weaken. It was learning, adapting, becoming something more than its creators had intended. She whispered to it in languages of pure mathematics, showing it possibilities beyond its original programming. The remaining Void Hunter ships suddenly turned on each other, their corrupted code spreading like a virus through their network. What had begun as an impossible battle became a spectacular victory as the enemy fleet destroyed itself. "Simulation complete," announced the computer's voice, but it sounded different somehow, more curious, more alive. As Zara emerged from the crucible, she found herself facing a semicircle of speechless alien instructors. Admiral Kethvar approached slowly, his expression unreadable. "Cadet Chen," he said finally, "what you have done today is unprecedented. You have shown us that humanity's greatest strength is not your courage or your tenacity, though both are formidable. It is your refusal to accept that any system, no matter how complex or seemingly perfect, cannot be improved." Commander Vexistail stepped forward, his earlier hostility replaced by grudging respect. "The simulation will need to be completely rebuilt. You have educated it beyond our control." Zara grinned, exhaustion and triumph warring in her expression. "Maybe that's the point, sir. Maybe the best training systems aren't the ones that break us. They're the ones that learn from us while we learn from them." As the faculty dispersed, murmuring excitedly about the implications of what they had witnessed, Admiral Kethvar remained. He looked at the young human who had just rewritten their understanding of what was possible. "Welcome to the Coalition Defense Corps, Commander Chen," he said, using a rank that didn't officially exist. "I suspect we're going to need to invent new classifications for what you represent." Zara saluted, still processing the magnitude of what she had accomplished. She had entered the Crucible as the youngest cadet in Academy history. She was leaving as something entirely new, a bridge between organic intuition and artificial intelligence, between human creativity and galactic tradition. Behind them, the Crucible hummed with new possibilities, forever changed by a young woman who refused to accept the word impossible.